Hey, First Baptist Church Olo family. Today is Tuesday, May the 25th, 6th. I know everybody's on the same page with this quarantine stuff. You get your days all mixed up. I hope you had a great weekend, Memorial Day weekend. I wanted to post a video just quickly walking you through some of the procedures that we are putting in place as we plan to gather Sunday. Big day for us, coming together, first time in 10 weeks where we will physically, some of us will physically gather together to open God's Word. If you haven't seen them already, these procedures are posted on our website. You go to fbcolo.com, you'll see them right there. We sent them out in an email, so if we have your email address, you've gotten those. But I do want to walk through these and add some clarification quickly for Sunday, because Sunday is going to look different. Walking back in here Sunday is not going to look the same as it did 11 weeks ago, the last time we gathered. And so with us going ahead and understanding that and wrapping our minds around that now in preparation for Sunday, it may make Sunday a little less confusing, put us at ease, whatever the case may be. Now, we do advise some not to come gather, those in the vulnerable population, 65 or older, or those with pre-existing medical conditions. It may not be wise for you to come. Now, we're not saying you cannot come, of course, but based upon what science and the professionals are saying, it may be best for you not to come immediately when we start gathering. However, if you do choose to come, then you will certainly be welcome. And so for those who are of that vulnerable population, or for those that just aren't comfortable coming as of yet, which there are some of those, we will be posting the sermon on Sunday. Now, our technology doesn't provide us the opportunity to live stream at 10 a.m. to put it out there. And so what we'll do is we'll post it as soon as possible after our Sunday morning service. And once we get it posted, we'll make sure that everybody knows it's out there so that you can go back and look at it. There are also some others that shouldn't come. If you're sick or you think you might be sick, we ask that you stay home and join us online. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, just so we can all maintain proper safety. If you've had COVID-19 or come into contact with someone with COVID-19, we ask that you give yourself a 14-day quarantine period before you join us to cut down on the potential spread of the virus. Now, some in our congregation will be wearing masks and others won't. We've put in the guidelines that we do suggest it, but we don't require it. And since we put out that survey a couple of weeks ago, the best thing that we've gathered so far, the best idea, is that about half the population of the congregation that gathers will be wearing a protective mask, and the other half will not. Now, this is important for us to understand that people have different convictions on a proper response to this COVID-19 virus. Some exercise more caution than others. Some find it necessary to wear masks, where others may not. We need to demonstrate Christian charity when it comes to this, because again, people have different opinions on the way it should be handled. And this doesn't need to be something that we allow Satan to use to divide us as a congregation. We just need to go, hey, that's your conscience, and that's the way you feel. Whatever the case may be, it's the way I feel, and we learn to get along with Christian unity in the midst of that. And so just know that there will be some wearing masks and will be some that won't. And we can all love each other with the love of Christ and get along just fine in the spirit of Christian unity. Now, we will continue social distancing. If you watched the service this past week, you will notice at the end when I did the closing announcements, I had the camera set up to where you could see the sanctuary and kind of get an idea of what it looks like in there right now and what it will look like. We've got chairs spaced out. We've got other chairs ready to be spaced out. There's going to be a lot of movement on Sunday. We're going to be spacing out chairs. We're going to have guys in each section that are going to help families and individuals get their chairs separated so we can maintain proper 6 feet social distance. And so there's going to be a whole lot of movement. With that, we ask that you would consider getting there about 10 minutes early so we can make sure we've got everyone seated as best as possible when 10 o'clock rolls around. But just know it's going to look different, and there's going to be a whole lot of movement, but we're going to make sure everyone is socially distanced. Also, that means there's going to be no hugs, there's going to be no handshakes, there's going to be no other forms of physical greeting. Now, this is important. Now, listen, again, people have different convictions on how cautious they're being with this. We've got some people that will go, hey, I don't care what the rules say. I don't care what anybody says. I'm giving out hugs to everybody because I'm ready to hug people. I get that. I'm ready to hug people too. We're all in that same boat. However, we've got others over here that are going, no, we're socially distanced. We're not ready to hug and all that. And so we don't need to be running around hugging people, physical contact, because not everybody's on the same page. And so some people you may run up to hug, and they may not want you to hug them, but they don't have much of a choice, right? And then it becomes an issue. And so please, 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 we're gonna be filled with so much excitement and so much happiness that we want to let everybody know that we've missed them and loved them, and we want to hug them, and we want to embrace and show our love to each other. But right now is just not the right time. So please make sure you honor other people's convictions on this, and make sure you're not that rogue person running around just giving out hugs to everybody, because everybody may not want a hug. And so the best thing to do is just kind of avoid all forms of physical greeting for now. That'll change at some point, but for now, please make sure we follow those guidelines. Now, there won't be any nursery, there won't be any child care. Children are being asked to stay with their parents at all times during the service. If you have a rambunctious child, if you have a restless child, and we all do, and they need a little space, they need to get out of the sanctuary during the service, we're going to have an area set up in the gathering hall, socially distanced, where parents can bring their child and still watch the sermon, and their child can kind of stretch out a little bit, whatever they need to do there. And so we'll keep putting that out there so everybody knows that even before the service. Again, as we gather, it's just going to be for our Sunday morning service. No Sunday school Sunday night, Wednesday night at this point. That'll all change in the future. Don't know when. We're trying to plan and make projections for the future. It's just tough to do right now. We're going to sanitize according to CDC guidelines. The facility's always clean when we get here on Sunday mornings, and so we'll make sure we keep it clean for sure. We'll have hand sanitizer out here. Bring your own as well. You can use your own hand sanitizer. Same stuff you do when you go to the grocery store. At the back, we'll have a box for offering. If you were here March 15th, you remember we didn't pass the offering plates. We had a box at the back. We're still not going to pass the plates. We're going to have the box at the back so you can drop in your offering either before or after the service. Online giving is still a very good option. It's worked very well for us. It's easy. It's so easy. You go to our website, click the Give tab. It'll set you all up. It's very, 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 very easy. Not serving coffee, just to cut down on contact. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And then following the service, we want everybody to get out of the facility as quick as possible. We're going to want to stand around and visit, and that's good. We can do that, but we need to do it in the parking lot with maintaining proper distance, and talk and visit all we want to in the parking lot. We just need to get out of the facility to cut down on physical contact. We'll need to clean a few things. But invite everyone to visit in the parking lot while being socially distanced and responsible, and catch up where we have lost some time. So we're trusting you, church. We're trusting you to abide by these things. We're not going to have the sheriff's department here with the list in hand, making sure everybody's following all the rules or they're going to jail. We're not doing anything like that. We're just trusting you guys, trusting everybody to follow along with the procedures in place. Again, it's going to look different. We're going to want to hug, handshake, all that, but save that for another day. Again, everybody has different convictions, but save that for another day. It's going to be just so good to see everybody. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to preach to you guys. I'm so ready to have a room full of people, opposed to an empty room preaching to a camera. And I look forward just to seeing your face, even if it's just the top half of your face because you have a mask on. I look forward to your presence. So those are a few things to keep in mind. If you have any questions about those, let us know. And we will see you when we see you. Love you guys.